Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Welcome back to the Fake Book Podcast. This is your boy Bobby VILN. I'm back with another video. All right, let's get down to it, man. I'm here to talk about gun control. Yes, I'm here to talk about gun control. There's been a lot of stuff popping off. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my my laptop right here. But yeah. As y'all can see, just by looking at the media, it's been a lot of mass shootings. There's been a lot of mass shootings popping off. It was the Tulsa joint, it was the Texas joint. Sorry about that. It was the Tulsa joint that just happened, the Texas one, the New York joint, the Buffalo one. That's 4. I think it was like 1 or 2 more. But for the most part, I just want to go ahead and say that all of these shootings were a tragedy, especially the one in Texas, especially the one in Buffalo, The kids too, for sure. But yeah, y'all know what I mean. And like, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, and play the oppression Olympics, you know, like that's neither here nor there. I'm just pointing out that a lot of fuck shit has been happening, and it's not organic fuck shit. It's not just naturally happening. It's manufactured. It is orchestrated by your corporation that you reside in right now. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you that straight up. But let's go ahead and get on into it. Now we're gonna talk about Joy Behar, whatever her name is. Look, she sat there and she said, okay, if black people armed up, we'll see gun control happening at an alarming rate, basically. That's basically what she said. So basically what she's saying is that the gun-toting Republicans are going to fear for their lives and if black people get guns, and then they're going to so happen to be willing to give up their guns and implement gun control throughout the whole United States. All right, look, Joy, all you hoes on The View, I'm telling y'all this. Using race to try to emotionally charge black people up to go for your agenda is like, that shit's played. I mean, there's going to be black people out there that's going to fall for that bullshit, because clearly it was people in that crowd that was clapping for your dumb ass. That just made you sound racist. It's the same shit that what Chelsea Handler did when she sat there and she confronted, who was it, 50 Cent, and told him, you're black, you're supposed to vote you're black, you're supposed to vote for Democrats. Like, this is some racist ass shit. I'm sorry. It's some racist ass fucking shit. And again, black people we are not making our voices heard when it comes to shit like this. We was running the streets. We was all in the streets when Trump was in office, right? We was talking about how much he was a racist, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. Joe Biden sit there and tell you, well, hey, nigga, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. What y'all do? Y'all ran to the polls, right? It's the same thing right here. It's the same shit. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. It's the same thing. They manipulating us. They're trying to manipulate us, bro. They're trying to manipulate us in order for us to accept gun control. Like, if you look at these fucking shootings, there's nothing natural about them. The Buffalo joint, like, you literally find his manifesto, what, 10 to 15 minutes after the shooting was conducted. And when you read his manifesto, you would think the fact that he went into that shopping center or that grocery store, whatever it was, and he shot those people, and he was only targeting black people. He said he was only targeting black people. You go read that fucking manifesto, not one racial slur is thrown around. It's just like somebody. Me sitting there reading the manifesto, it came off as like somebody was uncomfortable writing it. So how are you such a racist to the point to where you could go shoot these people in the grocery store, but when you writing your manifesto, you coming off as uncomfortable? All you really calling us is like what, the replacements or the undesirables, whatever you was calling us, I forgot. You didn't throw out a porch monkey, a nigga, none of that. You didn't throw out none of that. None of the traditional racial slurs. You just called us replacements. It's not adding up. The Texas joint, not adding up. The door was propped open. They said, oh, a teacher went outside and they propped the door open. Okay. Bro just enters the back of the school, huh? Crashed the car, I think, and entered the back of the school and then go into a classroom and just start letting the kids have it. 8 minutes later, police roll up, right? Police roll up. Y'all just sit outside, huh? Just sit outside and let the damn kids get murdered. It took CBP to run up in there and to disregard your orders in order for shit to go down. You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense. It's just, it smells like the alphabet boys. Not the alphabet mob, the alphabet boys. Not the alphabet ninjas, the alphabet boys. The 3-letter boys, it sounds like them. It sounds like this shit's been orchestrated in order to get y'all on board on the bandwagon of gun control. You saw the article I just sat there and I posted. He's legit trying to compare child pornography with gun control. That's a reach, bro. That is a reach. You sitting there talking about how child pornography harms kids. No. It's the person behind the sexual act that is harming the children. It's the same thing with the guns. It's not the gun. It's not the type of gun. It's the person behind the gun pulling the trigger that is causing these problems. They want y'all on this bandwagon so bad because they want to control y'all. They don't want no type of pushback. And your last resort is firearms. You saw what happened in Australia during the pandemic. Go look it up. Go look at what happened to Australia during the pandemic. And how law enforcement was treating their citizens. Their gun control is tight over there. They can't have guns. They can't have no guns. And law enforcement was out there whooping their ass because they was sitting there protesting those mandates. And they could not defend themselves against their government. Why? Because they had no firearms. They had no means of protection. It's the same thing. They're trying to penalize you because some crazies went into gun-free zones. I'm going to say it again. Gun-free zones. Matter of fact, for my dog Umar, Dr. Umar, gun-free zones. These people went into these gun-free zones and started letting people have it. People could not defend themselves because why? It was a gun-free zone. You see, you connecting the dots? They're targeting places where you cannot carry firearms. And they're letting y'all asses have it in order for them to build their case to eliminate firearms, to take your right to bear arms because they fear the people that can, they fear the people that can, 1, protect themselves, 2, that knows what the hell that the government is doing, and 3, a badass motherfucker that's not gonna take no shit from you. That's what they fear. They fear the people coming together. They fear the people sitting there putting aside fucking melanin, their problems with melanin. They fear the people putting their problems aside when it comes to racism, coming together and bucking against the government. That's what they fear. So they use people like Joe Bear, whatever her damn name is, to sit there and bring up race during the gun control debate. Sitting there making this shit about race. It's not about race. It's about protecting yourself. It's about protecting yourself from a predator that is perpetrating themselves as your government. That's this shit is about. It's not about race. Because you sitting there, you talking about, okay, yeah, if black people go arm themselves, there's going to be more gun control. All right, you're saying that, but deep, when I'm sitting there and I'm trying to digest that, it sounds like, aren't you against white supremacy? That's my first question. You're against white supremacy, right? And of course, you're going to sit there and say, yeah. So if that's the case, shouldn't you be backing black people getting firearms? Matter of fact, in the last 2 years, we seen, what, like a 70% increase of black people who getting their gun permits, buying firearms. It's already an influx of black people buying firearms, building their own firearms. So Joy, shouldn't you be behind black people getting their firearms? You said nothing of the sort. You had all of those sheep in the crowd clapping for you. See what I'm saying? People like her sit in these seats just to get the people emotionally aroused, especially black people. They know black people are emotionally triggered, especially by race. Why do you think they bring up race every fucking time when it comes to legislators? When it comes to passing a bill, when it comes to getting somebody in office? Oh, he's a racist. He don't like black people. Come on, bro. It should be obvious by now what they're doing. It should be hella obvious what they're doing. She came off as that racist friend. Oh, I have a black friend. Like, that's how that shit came off to me. And like, again, we say nothing at all. We don't say nothing. We not appalled. We're not shocked. None of it. It's the same shit with the Joe Biden thing. It's the same thing. He sit there and he say some racist shit. Y'all don't say nothing, but as soon as Trump says, what'd he say? My African American, y'all lost y'all goddamn minds. Joe Biden took your damn black card. It makes 0 sense. It makes 0 damn sense. And I'm not even advocating for the orange guy. I'm just sitting there saying, like, y'all energy is not matching every situation. That's identical. You want to know why? Because a lot of y'all are controlled. A lot of these people out here are controlled. And they're controlled by the media. They're controlled by mainstream media. You are told how to think. People don't independently think no more. As soon as you have an idea that goes against the left and what their agenda is, majority of these people gonna look at you like you strange. Black people will sit there and still ask you to this day, wait a minute, you didn't vote for a Democrat? Are you Republican? Nigga, are you insane? You still following that dual party bullshit? You still following that shit? And they had, and them heifers on The View, they had the audacity to try to bring up the Black Panther situation. First of all, the Black Panthers was dead tired of the police ransacking their cities and whooping their asses. That's what they were tired about. Okay? They was tired of that shit. They was tired of watching their people get manhandled by the police because of the color of their skin. This is not the same thing, except for the Buffalo incident. It's not the same thing. Y'all trying to compare this situation to gun control to the Black Panthers, trying to make them seem like there was some radical group. No, they was protecting their people. Let that be known. They were protecting their people. Understand that. Understand that shit. That's why they went to the Capitol with their firearms. To make their voices heard, because they're protecting their people. And you trying to give away your firearms. Let that shit sink in. They're manipulating you to sit there and agree with them to give away your firearms. Let that shit sink in, bro. Let it sink in and understand that you might want to stop this shit before it becomes something that you cannot control no more. But I'm out. Thank you for tapping into the Fake Woke Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share my content. Thank you.